What up, you guys? Welcome to Daydream, where they dream, they drip, and when they drip, they create. It's all a process, you guys. Welcome back to the show, to the platform, to the creative space. This is your boy Wolf Sage, and I'm back with a video. As you guys see, we're gonna be getting the 6ix9ine and the revolving clout that hip hop has plagued over these years. So, once again, remember to like, subscribe, follow, please support. Go to DEYDRM. Check out some merch. Check out what we got going on there. Trying to create more content. But yeah, thank you guys. Let's get on to this video. So, pow. See you in a minute. So welcome you guys. Yeah, so as you can see by this video, we're going to be talking about 6ix9ine. I know you guys, clickbait, this and that. It's a video, you guys. It's a video, and I want to be able to explore more than just, the clout and everything. So I know the title may seem like it's cloutish, but honestly, I want to be able to talk about 6ix9ine's influence and how, through seeing this documentary, if you guys haven't seen on Hulu, it's called 69, the story of Daniel Hernandez. But it literally illustrates or documents his rise, and from what we've seen from last year in 2019 to 2020, his fall, and how he's used the black community, used hip hop, and kind of used people to kind of get, fame and clout and everything. And I don't want us to all be about bashing him, because even though I don't agree with what he has done, honestly, I think it should be explored. These topics should be talked about. So, let's just get into it. And I want you guys to tell me by the end of the video, if you get halfway or even to the end of the video, just to listen, please, in the comments, let me know what you think. But let's just talk about it and listen. So, if you don't know what hip hop is, I feel very sorry for you. But hip hop is the greatest culture that probably has ever hit the earth, other than the black culture. But hip hop is the music scene. It's the voice of the black community. It was started back in the 70s and 80s. If you don't know Run DMC, if you don't know that whole beginning area, I suggest you guys do your Googles, because this is not the place for that. Maybe another podcast or anything, but not the place. So, as we know, hip hop has grown through over the years. If you know Jay-Z, if you know Lil Wayne, if you know Future, if you know Drake, if you know any artist that you see on the top 100, then they're 9 times out of 10 they're rappers. They're rappers, you guys. So, hip hop over these years has grown and shaped and have taken on a whole crazy culture. And if you know by any of the labels, because we're talking about rappers and everything, and I want to explore how I want to explore some different themes when it comes to the hip hop realm, because what a lot of people don't realize is that when you talk about the beginnings of hip hop, a lot of people don't realize that yes, this is the black communities, like this is our culture, this is our voice, this is our creativity, and we push the culture. But as a human race, this is something that hip hop is something that we've made that's bigger than our culture, that is spread through other cultures, whether you're black, white, Asian, Russian, German, whatever, Jewish, whatever, African, it's whatever. You are going to have some sort of impact or some sort of connection to hip hop. And what people don't like to understand is that in the beginning, what helped push hip hop, if you don't know, what helped push hip hop early in days was Run DMC, and Run DMC came out of Def Jam, which, if you know Run DMC, Rev Run, if you've seen the show, his brother Russell Simmons, him along with Rick Rubin and a couple other people, they got together and formed Def Jam. And through Def Jam, you've been able to see all these different executives like Jimmy Iovine and what's the other guy? The other guy that that what's his name? Joe Budden and Dame Dash be going at Lear Cohen. They be going at him a lot. But yeah, he's one of those white people that are part of the culture that kind of in the beginning stages kind of helped develop and take it to a different scene. But don't get me wrong, you guys, just listen through this video. As we know about hip hop, what are the themes? you know, money, cars, drugs, gang banging, a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's sort of it's the gift and the curse of our culture. Because although we know, you know, as I'm not talking about the woke motherfuckers that that just woke up or still need to get some sleep. I'm talking about people that just know what is going on with the world. We know us as the black community, we're real honest about our lives. We're real reflective on that stuff that we put in our art. So music being a big thing in this world and is a big way of expressing who you are. Hip hop, we're going to express how we are. Hip hop growing through the 70s and 80s when hip hop was coming up was a lot about, you know, drugs, because it was the cocaine era and all that stuff was rearing up in that times with the government and stuff throwing it into the communities and, you know, encouraging most of us to move that weight. We had to move some weight, you guys. Like they had to do some things back in the day, and it's a sad cycle that's caused a lot of turmoils and a lot of toxicity to, you know, kind of cloud us to where we aren't together, you know, to kind of hold on to hip hop. And I say all this to say that, you know, because of this black exploitation that we have. Because of this black exploitation that we have allowed to come into this hip hop, it's caused this. It's caused everything from the music we hear, from the things we do and see, the violence, from shootings and everything. It's painted a black on black music, if that makes any sense. It's created. If it doesn't involve pussy, money, or drugs. It's not fire. If you don't talk about shooting someone, if you don't talk about making money, if you don't talk about spending it on things that don't matter to you and people that don't care about you, we want to hear that. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that hip hop is very whitewashed. Even though we as a culture, we as black people push the narrative and we push the style and all this stuff, the people that are buying into our culture is not 90% us. And even if it was, yes, we make the economy rise, you guys. Yes, we do. But realize we are all not into rap. They're just like a lot of you that are watching this, a lot of your parents, or even you, you don't know every rapper. You don't know all the trap rappers. I have a friend that loves Nas and he loves Big Crit to the death of him. And anything I'm talking about where it's on the streets and the trapping and all that stuff, he like, I'm cool with all that stuff. It's cool, but I don't know all about that. And that's perfectly fine, because not every black person is the same. But what we have to realize is that the people that are buying into this aren't our skin color. They aren't our skin color, you guys. And I hate to do this because it's just race. I hate that shit. But let me continue. It's white kids. It's white kids. It's white people. It's a mixture of all of us. And because it's a mixture of all of us that are buying into this culture, that are paying for all this, and especially young kids who are seeing this, who aren't in the streets, unless you're really in the streets and everything, you know what's real, what's real and what's fake. If you're in the streets, I know a lot of little kids that have, you know, talk to me, and I'm like, okay, Lil G, okay, I got you, I understand. And you know what's going on. But a lot of these kids are just like us, where we weren't in the streets. Even if we were walking in the streets and we came into contact with it, it wasn't us. So the people that consume it are us, because hip hop gives us this fantasy, and sadly, because of the labels like Interscope, Def Jam, and, you know, Universal, all these conglomerates who have pushed this narrative onto us that, hey, we need to push this narrative that that sells. We need to push this narrative that sells. And that is just capitalism, that is just business, and that's what sells, because honestly, like I said earlier, we are the ones who love this culture. We are the ones who push this music. We are the ones who listen to on the radio. We are the ones who play the playlist. We are the ones who push the narrative. And I feel that it needs to be talked about, because we need to understand why this happens, and understand we need to understand what finger needs to be pointed at who. We need to figure out who is pushing this and who is consuming this type of narrative. And a lot of people don't think about that. So when I talk about hip hop now, it's I think hip hop now kind of gives us a good, wide, broad standing of the world and how it's reflective and how hip hop has influence and everything. So when you think of, and I'm dating this video, and I know a lot of you creators would say, please, why are you dating this video? You want your videos to live out. Well, I want this video to be a stamp in our time, in our history, in a pivotal point. Yes, it will live forever, but it can't live forever if no one has an origin of where it's